on some very interesting, very scary, shocking breaking news in South Africa. I was just reading an article few seconds ago. Apparently, the South African National Defence Force is reporting that there's a growing amount of women who are coming from outside of the country, illegally coming to our country. But these are not just women, J. There's a brand, quote unquote, pregnant women who are coming into South Africa to seek medical attention and to give birth in South Africa so that they can be eligible for grants. That's what the story says. I'll repeat again. There's a growing number of illegal foreign women coming from outside of South Africa, coming into South Africa seeking medical help, pregnant women, and also seeking to get grants when they give birth in South Africa. But this is not a surprise, Like, I'm not surprised hearing a story like this, because it wouldn't be the first time a story like this we hear it. It wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be like, oh wow, serious. It's like, what did we expect as a country? First of all, we don't have any borders in our country. We don't have borders. Yesterday I just played a clip to you guys to showcase you guys so you can see that people who come from Mozambique, Maputo, they just enter our country like unbothered. It's like bayazingenela nje. They just enter. So it's not just in Mozambique border only. Even when it goes to Zimbabwe, even when it goes to Botswana, goes to Lesotho, goes to Swaziland, there is no borders, guys. So I'm not surprised that there is illegal women coming from outside of South Africa to come into South Africa to seek medical attention. Nakhona, what did we expect with all the civil wars happening in these countries surrounding our country? In Zimbabwe, there's a civil war. People are rising against the government. The government is oppressing the people. In Swaziland, the same thing. Maybe in Botswana, it's the only country near us whereby people are still peaceful. But Mozambique, Zimbabwe, maybe even Namibia is not that bad. But these countries are surrounding our country, and our country is the only one that looks like it's the one that has greener pastures. So what did we expect without borders? And with all of these civil wars and civil unrest happening in those countries, did we expect to just sit back and be like, nah, nobody will come, Hey, Mr. Gideon Mackenzie said foreigners must go, so they will never come. Is that what we expected? At least I didn't expect that, because I was told that we must expect the worst. Because I was listening to one of the interviews from one of the guys who was speaking about the need to build a border in South Africa. And without the border, these issues of illegal immigration are just going to continue. They're never going to stop. And this issue I'm reporting now is just one of the byproduct of the lack of a border. So, like, I always knew, like, okay, this conversation is baseless, because, like, there's no ways we're going to solve it if we're not willing to talk about the need to build a border. Or if we don't build a border, the EFF talks about an integrated system whereby all the countries around SADC get to be documented in one system, an integrated system. It doesn't mean when you are a Zimbabwean and you are in that system, you're automatically a South African. No, it's just that you become known that there's a Zimbabwean, and the Zimbabwean, this is how the Zimbabwean looks. This is the fingerprint of this Zimbabwean. This is the blood sample of this Zimbabwean. These are the medical records. These are the qualifications, the school, everything, the grades of this Zimbabwean in that system. But it's a Zimbabwean. But even South Africans can detect the Zimbabweans in that system. Even Zimbabweans can detect Botswanans, South Africans. So there is that proposal to integrate the border system, to integrate the documentation, to integrate Home Affairs. People reject that, and then they still wonder why there's illegal immigration. There is no border, man. There is no border. Like, what did you expect? You expected to just sit and be like, nah, they won't come. Hey, Operation Tutola said foreigners must go. These people are not scared of Operation Tutula, man. Let me tell you, they're not scared of Mr. Gaten McKenzie and his Patriotic Alliance. These people are not scared of the ANC. Let me tell you something. The ANC is the governing party, is the governing political party, and it's always been governing post 1994. And the rise of illegal immigration, if you look at the stats in South Africa, it rose up in 1994, going upwards, but it's always been there before. It was just that back then it was monitored, because the apartheid system, they were strict about the laws. They were not just playing around like the current government we see now. So the rise of these things started in 1994 when the ANC got into power. So this is the ANC's fault. I've never seen people blame the ANC, hold ANC accountable for illegal immigration. How do you expect? What do you want? What did you expect to happen if you are not holding the governing party and you are holding a 9% party accountable for something they are out of control for? You expected pregnant women not to come? Then you're delusional. You're not realistic, because you're just not realistic. Like, if you think you are smart, then that means you're not smart. If that's how you believe, that's how you behave and think, because it's the ANC's fault. We have to get to a point as a country where we agree that the ANC is the one that made this illegal immigration to thrive. If we can start there, and then we go and speak about the border, we confront the DA. The DA works with public safety, works with public works and infrastructure. We propose build a border. We call the Chinese. We call whoever who is capable. The borders can be built. The DA has the Home Affairs Ministry. We tell them integrate it, involve more AI so we can document more people, even the whole of Africa if we want. We can do that. What else can we do? Just sit back and complain, hey, these foreigners. That's not an option. That's not a solution. You are deceiving yourself if you think sitting back and complaining, hey, foreigners are here, they must go. That won't change anything, my friend. That will never help in any way. You sitting back and saying foreigners must go, foreigners must go. That's not a solution. That's not an option. You're not bringing anything to the conversation if that's what you're going to say. Bring something concrete into the discussion. And I'm going to play a clip to you guys, but in a separate video, of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi explaining the need for the open border policy of the EFF. Because this is very important in times like this. We are living in dark times in South Africa. Dark days, dark times. And people are not seeing it with the high crime rate, high unemployment rate. Things are going up, electricity is going up, water is going up. Like, there's all these social ills, drug abuse, all of these things. We're living in dark times. These are one of the end times. These are the end days, And people are comfortable, like, yeah, best country in Africa. Like, what are you talking about, man? Shut up. Like, we need to solve these things for real, not just shouting all over like we don't know what to do. But it is what it is. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.